Welcome to my Wilderness Only Ironman account, where I'll be upgrading my gear and stats locked only to the wilderness. I look forward to presenting to you Wildanator. Hello guys, and welcome to episode 3 of the Wilderness Only Ironman account. As you can see, we're starting exactly where we left off from the last episode, and that is on a skeleton's task. We've got our absolute champion gear, so let's go slay some skeletons. So we've just finished up our skeleton's task, and I've actually realised now we've hit 5 tasks, we start getting points. So we got ourselves 25 points, so we can start getting those, and means we'll be able to skip tasks and buy other perks when we want them. So our next assignment is going to be 96 Revenants. Okay, this is going to be a really tricky one. I'm sure I'm going to die a lot, but let's see how it goes. So this is how I'm going to be killing my revs. I've decided to bring the rune sword instead of the rune longsword in case I die and don't get my protect item on, or if I get smited. I've got a few rune swords. If I continually keep dying, I'm not going to skull. I just thought I'd skull because why not? You never know, got the chance. I'm probably literally just going to be sitting here killing the imp, maybe now and then the pyre fiend, but the likelihood of me getting something is going to be pretty low because I'm just going to be killing the lower level ones just to get the task done. As soon as we have things like range and we can use rune crossbows and things eventually, I probably will come here and do rev slightly more properly. As you can see, there's a PK there already. But up until that point, it's just going to be these lower level imps. Death number 1. Okay, so with this Revenant task, I think it is now time to get the 57 woodcutting I need. And the reason behind that is I've sort of the quickest ways to kill these Revenants is just going to be to die over and over and over again, killing the low level ones. I'm actually going to kill them with a rune axe, so I'm able to just chop the canoe straight back there. And with the 57 woodcutting, it means I can go straight to Black Chins. And that is literally right by the Revenant cave, and it just means it's going to take me a couple of seconds to get back there, and it's going to be the best way of doing them because I am inevitably going to keep on dying. Genie Lamp coming in, so that's a little more crafting XP. Coming in with 45 woodcutting, 40 fletching. Got ourselves another Genie Lamp, and we're up to 48 woodcutting and 42 fletching. So once again, let's put this on crafting for now, and that puts us just about 33 XP remaining from the level. We have jumped a couple of woodcutting levels because I have been AFKing really hard whilst doing other bits and bobs, but we have now hit 53, so we are just four levels away from where we need to be, although it is quite slow just cutting oak logs and fletching them. As you can see from my inventory full of stuff, we've been here a little while, so yeah, let's go clear up a bit of room and get these last few levels. Also we've got 47 fletching, 55 woodcutting, 2 levels to go, and 50 fletching. And here we're just about to grab ourselves 56 woodcutting. Grabbing 51 fletching, which will be our final fletching level before we hit our 57 woodcutting. And after what seems like a hell of a long time, we got ourselves 57 woodcutting. Did that in one big stint, but finally we can now paddle the Whacker canoe. And with the kill of this imp, that will be the final kill for this task. It didn't end up being too bad because I was very aware that I was going to die a lot of times. Had I bought any kind of risk, I would have found this an incredibly annoying task. And had I not got the woodcutting level to use the shortcut, it would have also been equally annoying. But as I knew that I was just going to die a lot of times, I just kept coming back. And it only takes about a minute, probably less than that, more like 30 seconds with the shortcut. As you can see, revs can be a little bit annoying because they can keep rehealing, which means the task is a little bit longer, but we're very nearly at the end. And that's the final kill done, and that should give us 25 more points, which now does mean that we've got a total of 50, so we have got a skip should we need it. Let's have a look at what our next task off Christia is going to be. It's going to be 102 lesser demons. That's a pretty nice little task. Finishing our first trip up at Lesser Demons, and we managed to pick ourselves up a Laren's Key, which is always nice. Also got ourselves a nice little alcohol and a few other goodies. We've just got ourselves another Laren's Key, so let's go bank that before we lose it. Finished up another trip at the Lesser Demons, and it was quite fruitful. We got ourselves 2 rune med helms and a adamant plate body, so there are going to be a few nice alks. Got ourselves about 40 left on the task. 55 hit points. Turns out we had far less than 40 left, and we've actually finished up the task. I did kill a few, and was wondering why I didn't get XP, and it's because we finished it much sooner than I thought. So let's see what our next task is. We do have 75 points, which is a couple of skips, so 114 hellhounds. Okay, not too bad. The frustrating thing about hellhounds is there's absolutely no loot at all. I am completely out of runes, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to actually go back to steel plates because I don't want to touch my loot tab just yet. But it'll be interesting to see how much money I can make with a few alks there. So here we are at steel plate bodies. We've put all of our cash stack and whatever nats we had into nats and got ourselves 250. Let's see what we can turn these steel plate bodies into. Just past the 100k mark, alking these plates. As you can see from the chat box, we just got ourselves 66 magic from alking the plates. That's our 250 nats used up at the lava maze, and it got us, funny enough, exactly 300,000 coins. We've also got a looting bag full and some more steel plates. So as soon as I've alked them, it'll probably be somewhere around sort of 330, 340k, which is pretty nice. So I've gone and bought myself another 500 nats, and we've still got 209k left over, which is a nice amount of money. I'm going to go do another 500 nats worth. Because I am locked to the wilderness, I like kind of working things out, so I am going to collect a bit of data. I'm going to see roughly how many plates I can collect and alk in an hour, roughly how much magic XP and money per hour it will work out at. So we have just finished up our test, and it was pretty successful. So we made ourselves just over 300k, 313, 320k by the time I've alked these, minus the cost of the nats that I actually spent. I did just pull up the price. So yeah, so basically we're walking away with somewhere around sort of 250k per hour, which is quite nice. It's a little bit more than that, 255, 260k an hour. Obviously it's not the greatest, but for these type of accounts that's really not too bad, and actually this cash is going to really help set a few things up. So yeah, quite happy with that. And we decided to do ourselves another 500 steel plates, another 500 nats, and we've now got ourselves a nice 1.2 mil, or just over. So, it's time to spend a load of that money. I've decided that I'm going to buy myself 100,000 fire bolts. I think that's the one, though, fire strikes. 100,000 fire strikes, which means I'm going to have to continue to hop another 1,000,003 worlds, and once I've got the 100,000 casts, I'll be back. So finally, after about 1.6 mil GP and about 2 hours of hopping through all of the worlds in Gillinor, we finally have ourselves over 100k cast, which is really cool. I didn't actually work out how much money I'd need, so it's worked out really nicely. I just kind of knew that that would get me at least 100 casts, I thought. Also treat myself to a few chaos runes. As you can see, the chaos runes are really quite expensive, which is why I've decided to go for the mines. And it's just going to give us loads of casts and set us up really nicely for those tasks that require us to use the magic. And we've had to veer off from Wilderness Slayer with 20 thieving, and the reason for that is I'm unable to do my Hellhounds task in the Rev Caves because they're 1x1 like me, so they're unsafe spottable, which means I need to get 32 thieving to be able to thieve rogues to get a lockpick. And with that, it means that I can kill the Hellhounds really deep in the wilderness, and what that means is I've actually got a safe escape. Oop, connection lost, there we go. But yeah, so 20 thieving, so I'm going to go to 32 to get the lockpick, just so I'm a little bit safer killing those Hellhounds. Got ourselves a Genie Lamp whilst doing some thieving. We are now up to level 28, and this thieving method caps out at about sort of 6k an hour, but I'm generally getting about 5.5k an hour, so we're still putting that on crafting, hoping to get a level soon. And with this next pickpocket, it's going to get us the 32 thieving that we needed for rogues. There we go, 32 should now say rogues. Fantastic, so we can go and get our lockpick, so we can use the magic hut, and that is just slightly safer around Hellhounds. So it's just come to my attention that using the wilderness lever by here, it will teleport me back to Ardone unless I've done the wilderness diary. Only need to do the easy one, so I'm going to quickly get that done because I am able to do all of the requirements, and then it means that I can take this one back and forth into Edgeville for the Hellhounds task and the pickpockets and things like that. Without it, it's going to take me to Ardone, which obviously I can't be in, so yeah, I'm going to need to get that done. Actually, after taking a proper look at the requirements, I need to enter the Chaos Temple, or not the temple, the runecraft in place, which I'm not able to do because I can't actually use the Abyss, and at the moment really don't want to break that restriction, and also I'm unable to get a Talisman or Tiara, I don't think I can get either of those, which means I won't be able to do the Easy Diary, but it doesn't matter too much. It means we can use the lever to teleport, and then just use the Deep Wilderness Mage Bank. Only took us 3 or 4 pickpockets for the lockpick down here, so yeah, that was super quick. And this is the escape that I'll use at Hellhounds that are just by here on the map, and all that thieving was to be able to picklock this door, so if a PK does come, I can just I suppose it will be quite low at the moment, and I can just sort of picklock my way in there, and it's a bit of an escape. We are just 2 Hellhounds into the task, but we are very close to the level, and we've now got ourselves 45. We've just finished up our Hellhounds task. Really not too much to show because obviously they didn't drop anything and we weren't fortunate enough to get any Laren's keys. So there really wasn't much off that one, other than we are now level 46, almost level 47, and these are the stats. We've also got 100 points just there, so we could do a block if we wanted to. We've got a couple of skips, and our next task is going to be 48 Revenants. So yeah, let's go do that one. So, as you can see, with just 3 left on the task, we get ourselves a drop from a Revenant Imp and we're dead. 116 lore runes. Oh, for goodness sake, and we're dead. Well, that guy's got himself a nice little PK. Okay, so for whatever reason, our lore runes are still there. So, as I was saying, let's just get back to it. We got 116 lores in the inventory. We got that from a Revenant Imp. Somehow, that just seems like an absolutely ridiculous amount of lore runes. And I don't actually know where I'm going to use them, but I thought I might as well bank them. And there we have our Revenants task finished up, and that is 125 points. I'm sure somebody will come along and slay me soon enough. Our 10th Wilderness task is going to be 123 Hellhounds. I think I might actually skip that one just because I get no resources. In saying that, no, actually I don't have the points at the moment. We're going to knock that one out, although yeah, probably won't get resources, but we may possibly get ourselves a couple of Laren's keys, which should be nice. And that's 47 Slayer with the first kill of the Hellhounds task. We were really close. So yeah, now up to 47. And there we have it, just a few kills in, we get ourselves a delicious Laren's key. With 54 Hellhounds left of the task, we've just got ourselves 48 Slayer. We also earlier got 69 Magic and 53 Defense. And just a couple of kills later, we get ourselves a Laren's key. These are always really nice to see, and I think we're up to about 5 in the bank now, and 2 on this task, so lovely. And with this kill we're about to get on the Hellhound, that is going to end up the task, and I believe this is going to be the 10th task in a row, so we should get ourselves a little point bonus. It will be nice. As you can see, they're not the quickest kills in the world, but there we go. Task finished up. We get a 125 point bonus, which is lovely, which takes up to 250 Slayer points. Our next Wilderness Slayer task we're going to grab from Crystallia, and that is going to be 78 Magic Axes, so it's a very good job that we've got Lockpick. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to melee them, so we shall see. So we are starting to get to where I'd like to start thinking about ending the episode, but you obviously can't end the episode without using the Laren keys that we got in it, so I'll see you at the chest. So let's see what we can get. Hopefully not seeds, because they are completely useless to me, but first one's going to be 45 diamonds, second one's going to be 481 coal, so I can make steel bars with that, so that could potentially be really quite nice, I think. Third one is going to be 2 rune plate legs, which is, oh yes, that's an upgrade. We've only got steel, so that's absolutely fantastic. That's a huge upgrade. That's 1 alch and a huge upgrade, so that's brilliant. Next one's going to be 127k cash. That's huge. That's a great key. These are much better keys this time. And the 5th and final one is going to be 501 raw lobsters. That is an absolutely outrageous amount of loot. So we've got the food, we've got the upgrade on the legs, we've got the coal. Yeah, they were absolutely great keys. Really happy. So with those Laren keys opened, it's been an absolute success. I honestly can't think of a better place to end the episode. We are looking absolute champion in our full rune setup now. So we finally completed the full rune, which is just excellent, really. Obviously we want to get the rune scimitar at some point. At some point we're going to need to get ourselves some dragon boots, dragon legs, all that sort of stuff. But for the time being, the rune full setup I'm just absolutely chuffed to pieces with. These are the stats that we've currently got. So yeah, we've got some nice levels. Obviously got some thieving and some combats and slayer and things things this episode, which is really cool. In the bank, obviously, we've still got the loads of runes. Now I've got a bit of cash, coal, 500 wild lobsters. Absolutely can't wait to cook those because it just saves me so much time making pizzas, which is going to be great. This is our gear tab. That can now go in the alt tab because we've now got the rune legs, which is lovely. Alt tab, so yeah, we've got a few bits and bobs in there, and then just sort of a generalised loot tab of stuff that I'm not really sure what to do with yet, and all that sort of stuff. So if you did make it this far in the video, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Obviously within the wilderness, some of the XP rates can be incredibly slow, so it really does take quite a while to punt out these slayer tasks and get this footage. So if you did enjoy it and you made it this far, please do just, drop it a like and a subscription, that sort of stuff. It really, I really do appreciate it. So until next episode, guys, thanks very much for watching.